Okay, probably the last video. So, one thing I wanted to talk about, is if you're interested in making a game and you are an engineer and you think, hey, code, I can do that. And then artwork, let me find an artist, right? Um, in my case, I've been an engineer for 25 plus years. My wife is an excellent artist. She used to work for a gaming company. Um, and you think, hey, we've got the makings for a game. Let's do that. Well, you've got two big parts of the makings of the game. I want to say that it code is this deterministic thing that you can just know what to build. And I know that sounds funny because it's like, hey, I don't know. I don't think I just know what to build. But you do, because you know what game you want. You know how you want it to work. You know what you want it to do. And it's just a matter of building that. And then if you're an artist, you're like, hey, I know how I want this to look. I know how I want these people to move. Okay, we can draw that. We can animate it. But I think the real challenging part to making a game is the content. You have to have a good story. You have to have good dialogue. You have to have good music or sound effects. Um, and I cannot understate, no, I cannot overstate how important those things are and how hard they are to do, because that's pure creativity. And don't let AI do this for you. I I have no interest in letting AI generate a story or dialogue or puzzles or any of those things. But because that's what makes a game unique, that's what makes a game fun. AI just makes it generic. Anyway, my point is, don't underestimate the effort for dialogue, for puzzles, for story, for keeping things interesting, right? And then the artwork and the animation, that's so much more work than code, guys. Trust me. Like, if you're an engineer and your wife is an artist, or other way around, maybe you're an engineer and your husband's an artist, but whatever the case, code is a knowable thing. Art and other creatives or content, it's sort of this thing that you just have to magically come up with, and it just comes from thin air, and it's it's hard. And so the takeaway from all this is, while the engineering of this game is largely done, there's some little quirks, some things I need to iron out, sure. But while the engineering is largely done, the amount of time and energy it's going to take to hand create each puzzle, each sequence within the game for various paths, main loops, side loops, whatever, and all the artwork and animations. Trust me, however much time you set aside for the engineering, it's at least triple that for the creatives. So giving credit where credit is due, that stuff's hard. That stuff is really hard. So yeah, that's the end. That's the takeaway. I hope that helped some of you. All right, the end.